Hey all you vloggers, it's Tommy and this is another Make It Monday. I'm going to be trying to answer a question that my friend Shannon asked me on Facebook, is how do you spruce up a basic plain pasta sauce? So we're going to cover that. So today I have a head of garlic, an onion, an orange bell pepper, a yellow bell. I'm not going to make all this pasta, but I'm just going to give you just examples here. Spaghetti, egg noodles, and ravioli. So don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't just stick with spaghetti. If you try something interesting like ravioli. Now this spinach and mozzarella ravioli don't need any meat, so they don't even need any sauce. You can just sprinkle the Parmesan and herb mixture over it with some olive oil, and that's supposed to be sufficient. But it works great with the sauce also. And different pasta shapes work better with different sauces and things, so experiment. So I've got 4 different jars of sauce here, and this is just what I had in the pantry today. Pesto marinara, traditional garden combination, and spicy sausage. But since I'm going to be cooking with some Italian sausage, I'm not going to use the spicy sausage. And I'm probably not going to use the pesto marinara today. I'll just stick with the 2 basic plain flavors that we're going to spice up with the garlic and the peppers and the onions. And I'm just going to make spaghetti. I'm not going to do the egg noodles or the ravioli. And so the first thing is I put on my water to boil. I put a lot of salt in the water to make our spaghetti taste good. You know, salty water. You don't want the spaghetti to just taste bland. So I've got my cutting board, I've got my veg, and I guess I will get my sharp knife. The bell pepper, just put your thumbs into it. Pull that out and break it apart. Take all the seeds out and pull out this membrane. I'm just going to slice this into strips. Should I slice it that side? Alright, I'm just going to cut these in half one time to make them a little more manageable. Going with the finer dice, and I'm just going to dump all that in my skillet, and I will add some oil and start getting these seasoned. So Chef Anne Burrell has a bowl where she puts all of her waste items in and just calls it "Thank you for coming." And so that's what I'm doing with all the pith and seeds from these peppers. And just collecting them here to throw away. Okay, so for the onion, leave the hairy end alone and cut off the other end. And then peel all the layers off the outside. Then I'm going to cut it in half across the hairy end. And then you want to cut into the onion like so, as far in as you can reasonably go. And then make cross slices. My technique is not very good. And then look at that, I got diced onions without making a big mess. So I've kept back about half of the vegetables that I've chopped, and they'll be for another meal. But I don't want garlic in that, so I'm going to do the garlic now. And this is the half of the vegetables that I've got on to heat. So I'm trying to break this clove up. There we go. So I'm going to use 3 cloves of garlic. And I'm going to just... Those are pretty hefty cloves of garlic.
Maybe just 2 then.
Okay. I'm going to smash them with the flat of the knife. with the skin on. Okay. So now, peel off the skin. So the only Italian sausage I could get today was bratwursts in the natural casing. So I'm going to remove the casing and just crumble it and brown it like it was ground beef. My veggies are ready to come off. I'm just going to put them aside in a bowl to start the sausage cooking. I'm just going to use the same pan so that it gets some of the flavor from all the veg. And then I'll put the veg back in when I add the sauce later and let it all simmer together. Going, I've got my water to a boil. I'm ready to add my pasta. I always break it in half when I add it. It's easier to manage later. And that's going to cook for 8 or 9 minutes. So I've got my meat browned. I'm going to add both jars of sauce. So I put a little water in the bottom of the jars and swirl it around to get the last of the tomato sauce goodness out of there. Now I'm going to add my veg back in. And I'm going to stir and simmer until the pasta is ready. I don't want to go to all the trouble of dicing vegetables and sauteing onions and peppers and whatever you want to go in there. You can go to your spice rack and add dried herbs or seasonings. So I've got several seasonings from Penzi Spices. So this garden salad has cheese and garlic and some other herbs in it. This Ruth Ann's Muskego Avenue seasoning has salt, black pepper, garlic, lemon peel. You can also add some dried rosemary. If you have fresh rosemary, that will give you better flavor, but this will add, be used sparingly, but that will give you some good flavor. Sandwich sprinkle is similar. It has sesame seeds in there.
That's from Penzi's.
Yes. And then if you really want a little spice, a little heat, add something like Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. This has some cayenne pepper and some other things to add a little heat. And that will perk up even the most basic jar pasta sauce. Perry's prepared some garlic bread. This is sliced Italian loaf that we just got from the grocery store. He's buttered it and put garlic powder and looks like a couple of other things. Garlic salt. What else is on there?
Very simple.
So the garlic salt we have has other herbs in it. It has parsley in it for sure. Okay? 'Cause you can see the green in there. And we're just going to griddle that on the grill here and get a nice brown on each side. So I got my pot full of pasta. I'm ready to drain all the water out to my strainer bowl. Okay, come on, you can come out the pan now. Okay, there's my drained spaghetti, and we're about ready to plate. Alright, and now I'm going to put sauce in there, and I'm going to make this into it. You can see all those rich vegetables in there. The brown sausage. A little shaved parm on top of the spaghetti for the presentation. Garlic bread ready. And there we go. So I've got my leftovers ready to box up and refrigerate. And I've got some leftover sauce. Save some sauce for later so that, because the spaghetti will keep soaking up the liquid from the sauce. And then you can just put some of the plain sauce on when you reheat, and it'll perk everything up nicely. Good pause. So we just had the spaghetti. It was great, and all the fresh vegetables added additional flavor and texture. The Italian sausage added additional complexity of flavors. Now, you don't have to do all of the things I did today to improve your jar sauce. Start with one or two things and see what you like best, and then keep adding and subtracting the things that do or don't work until you've got something that you like. So if you have additional things you'd like me to try or to do or to say, leave a comment down below. And if you have been, thanks for watching.